Ryan Little.
Japan.
Brian Little.
Japan.
Brian Little.
Japan. No! First one? First one? Oh, no! Come on! Come on! No, 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 it's still alive! It's still alive! No! Oh, God! Come here. Eat. You went up in the... Eric coming in like every night. Light him up.
Jack it up.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God! Shiny! 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 We have to get Merlin. We have to get Merlin. What is it? What is it? What is it? Water orb, I have this. Done. Tabby, go. Whoa! Oh my God!
You know what the stakes are for this.
What? I see for the count?
Our marriage.
Microphone check. Microphone check. A check, a 2, a 1, a 2. What you're gonna do when we're back with Wizarding Wednesday for you bars. Let's go. Check, check, check. Hype, yeah. Let's go. Okay, we got Mike Checks, Moon Lily, Amelia, Zine War, Lauren, Lee, Becky, Metatron, Brian. We got KP Birdman over on Twitch. What up, James and Sue? We got Yos and Checks from Twim and actually holding it down over on Twitch. So I'm ready. That was Tuesday earlier. Looking forward to. No, it is. It is not Tuesday. It is not Tuesday. Hey, Sean, authorized. Thanks for following over on Twitch. Appreciate ya. Love to see it. Oh my gosh. Gabe. Oh, Jordan's here also. Let's go. Let's go. I gotta finish this poll. What did I do? Elder Wand. I'm doing the same poll on YouTube, putting it on Twitch. And let me see, what was it? Resurrection Stone. And of course, Pensive. But happy Wizarding Wednesday to you, Micah. And happy Wizarding Wednesday to all of you. Yo, it's your boy James over at XpectoGO, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy, Wizarding World, Harry Potter, TV show content. And today, it's Wizarding Wednesday, y'all. It's Wednesday, where we come together every Wednesday live to talk all things Harry Potter, whether that be gaming, whether that be TV show, whether it be movies, amusement parks, stores, merchandise, everything. And today, I want you guys to buckle up a little bit. I want you guys to kind of just put your tinfoil hats on and get ready, because I have some thoughts in regards to my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Merlin. And I've been putting together for you guys, specifically the Patronus Squad, the video of me just doing Merlin rants and stuff. So I've been working on that alongside some other stuff for Ubisoft. But anyway, and I was like, let me look into some Merlin stuff, whatever, you know, just to see what's up. And the more I research it, the more just like I think Hogwarts Legacy and Avalanche Software and WB Games and everyone associated, Wizarding World, Porky Games, I think they missed an opportunity when it comes to the character. And it's something I forgot that I've just revisited, thus the pensive question. This story is based off of Arthurian lore, and I can prove it. And if it's based off of Arthurian lore, that means it's based off of Merlin, which means they should have had Merlin for the story, and we're going to talk about that. So I just got so upset, man. I just got so upset. As we got, Chris Clutch Birthday, almost a half a year subbed. It's Clutch. What's up, Chris? Over there on YouTube. Who triggered you, Sis Lauren? I did. I triggered myself doing my own research, trying to hook you guys up with some content. And, yeah. That's where we're at. Hey, Jasmine. Hello, happy Wizarding Wednesday. Good to see you, Jasmine. Hope you're doing well. And away we go down the road in different home here. It's not going to be too crazy. I'm going to try to like break it up and kind of get your guys' vibes. You know, I probably need Sue to kind of like rain me down a little bit, like, whoa, or whatever. But yeah, let's go Merlin tea time. But it's just, and the more and more I look into it, the more and more I feel, I think they just weren't allowed to play with the entire collection of Wizarding World lore. You know what I'm saying? I think there was stuff they just weren't allowed to capitalize or utilize or even have access to when it comes to creating their story while trying to, you know, be lore accurate and stuff. So we be clutching for 37 months. Logan Baker with the new 3-year badge. Let's go. Looking shiny as ever with the gold badge over on YouTube. Also, was it your birthday the other day, Logan? Because if it was, I gotta sing happy birthday. Actually, Abby says, I know of Arthurian Merlin in an upcoming project, Fated the Musical. Wait, what? Fated the Musical. Where's the musical at? Is it a big production? What, Abby? This is actually a thing. What is it? Is King Arthur's story like you've never heard it before? A rock opera with barely any dialogue, just raw emotion. What? They got featured songs and everything. Ooh, I'm about to look this up. Major Bond, what is good? Oh, 37 months. Patrona Squad. For sure. Birthday is August 22nd. Okay, I thought it was this fast. Was it Major Bond who had a birthday? I feel like one of y'all had a birthday recently. I don't know why. Either way. Phantom, always. Exactly. Always. Always.
MTS
always.
Played always for 0 bits.
But first I wanna we'll talk about some quickly some Harry Potter TV show news thanks to Wizarding World Direct and their content over on Twitter. I think we got a casting for a person who really hasn't been cast before, outside of the Hogwarts Express being painted. And a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the new train that they're going to use for the Hogwarts Express for the TV show. And now that has been painted. It was originally green. So I'll show you guys that. And I believe this week they started filming the Privet Drive scenes from the books. So we know John Lithgow started filming either late last week or early this week in regards to his role as Dumbledore, and it looks like they're starting with him at Privet Drive. So it looks like they have the baby as well. And yeah, so quickly we'll go over that, and then we'll get into Merlin, because like we got stuff to talk about. Also bought myself a second new Lego set, the Hogsmeade Hogwarts Express Lego set for my collection. Isn't that the big one, Phantom? That is clutch. Clutch emotes in the chat. James is just trying to show off the pipes. Chris, get out of here. How's it going, guys? What I've missed? David and Kelly, you haven't missed anything. Just get ready. I would say in about 15-20 minutes we're going to go over my Merlin rant. So yeah. There's a second small one. Oh, okay. I saw Wizarding World Direct said they had like the biggest Harry Potter Lego set, like it was just announced or whatever. So I didn't know if that was in correlation, Phantom. I didn't know. But that's awesome. Did you post pictures? I know you just bought it. Clutch in the chat. But that being said, thank you guys so much for being here, hanging out. And as per usual, with a lot of our content, especially live, feel free to chime in on you with your thoughts on the topics shared throughout the stream. We love reading them off, and we love hearing from you guys. And it's been over a little bit over 5 years now. We just celebrated 5 years of Wizarding World, and it's just amazing hearing the variety of perspectives and kind of like having it all come together for this one centralized like thesis when it comes to anything surrounding the games or the lore, or even upcoming stores or TV shows and stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys being here for the next couple of hours. And again, we're always humbled for the audience we have on a Wednesday. So love you guys, and we can give you a special shout out to everybody here. And if I didn't holler at you, be sure to holler at me back. Say, hey, I'm here. Over on YouTube, we got Chris, David, Jordan, Lauren, Logan, and Lee, all members of Patronus Squad, alongside Major Bond, Micah, Nateline, Rui, And of course, Streamlabs holding it down over on the U of the tubes. And then we, of course, have Micah, MPS Phantom, KP Birdman. We also have Abby, actually Abby to be exact, alongside Twim, Jasmine, and Ghost Steps. So, yeah, if I missed you guys, holla at your boy. Let me know. And thank you for being here. Food don't like the dark side. I need the Green Gods Lego set. It's so expensive. Everything is expensive nowadays. Legos specifically. I need to post pictures of Hogwarts Castle Lego set I completed last week. Yeah, Lee, you need to do that for sure. Michael on the dual streaming. And with the poll, Cloak of Invisibility won over on YouTube. I mean, over on Twitch. So thank you guys for participating. We got Any Meeny Money Mo. What is up? How you doing today? Happy Wizarding Wednesday. So good to see you, fellow streamer over on the Twitchosphere. Show us some love over there as well. How you doing? But that being said, let me get some yo's in the chat. I don't know if my drops are working for whatever reason. Literally, I had like 4 updates today with Windows, my NVIDIA graphics cards, OBS, and I'm missing one other thing. So I gotta like reapply my drops and everything. So I think we're gonna go right into the sections without the drops and get into that. So yeah, still I'm getting yo's. I need yo's in the chat so we can switch over and talk about everything. So again, talking about updates for the Harry Potter TV series that is now in production and filming. And then we'll get right into the Merlin stuff. And this is going to be raw because I don't have all my notes together. I just have thoughts. So I'm going to be doing a lot of Google, AI, whatever they say about said things, and we'll talk about it. So, because I like to tell the story of my Lego sets. Hey, okay, in my collection. I ain't mad at that. All right, we got yo's in the chat. Buggy phone going to the VA. Whoa, you going to the VA zoo? I said Sue. Zoo, Logan? Enjoy. I haven't been to that one in a minute. I used to go all the time when I was younger. All right, we're going to switch on over. Again, shout out to Wizarding World Direct. And first, with the bit of news, we got Aaron Zhao has been cast as Terry Boot in the Harry Potter TV series. He's a Ravenclaw who later joined Dumbledore's army. Now, there are sources from Redanian Intel. And what's cool about this specific casting, if you guys don't know, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there was a race or even a description associated with this character in the books. And so kind of the Wizarding World and WB and JK allowing some diversity with the characters that really didn't have descriptions. They were just like briefly mentioned and everything. And so it's pretty cool to see just the overall diversity being added, but also a new cast and a face to a character that really didn't have a face. Not only just in the books, but also in the movies. So it's pretty cool. And this picture, you look very excited. Super cute. My question is, are we going to meet them like early? Because this casting was announced. So are we going to see them in the first season? You know, like I know they cast Ron's main squeeze before Hermione, what's her name, Lavender, already as well. So we'll probably run into Lavender as well in the first season if they've already casted these characters off the jump. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. And he might be the only Terry ever, I guess, realized in visual media when it comes to the Harry Potter lore. So like when you look up Harry Potter wikis and even the Harry Potter website. Like, Terry Boot now has a face, which is crazy. Maybe background 1 and more in the second season. Maybe a small speaking role. So that's what I imagine when I say like we'll see them. Yeah, not necessarily assuming they'll have a speaking role in the first season, Terry or Lavender, but more so we'll see them in the foreground and grow up with them and stuff like that. So this is pretty cool and was not expected. This is one of those castings you just like, okay, that's awesome. Like, let's go. Like, they are really paying attention to the details, small details in the books. And as we could see from the set photos of the Dursleys and everything involved, like, they're really leaning heavily into the lore, into the timeline, especially the 90s drip from the Dursleys, while also kind of bringing forward some obscure characters that are just, again, mentioned in the book. So shout out to Aaron. I know he and his family are probably excited about the opportunity, and looking forward to seeing him as a Ravenclaw alongside Luna Lovegood. And yeah, this is pretty good. And honestly, joining Dumbledore's army later on in book 5, well, season 5 of this TV series, kind of seeing the chops. Hopefully you get some action in the in the show, whether just practicing in the room requirement or not. So yeah, shout out to Aaron. Congrats on the role. But yeah, sorting ceremony specifically, I mean, ooh, so you think they'll probably come across in the sorting ceremony? That's not a bad call, actually, because I don't think we do anything with the Ravenclaw common room unless we see them in passing in the Great Hall. I mean, there's opportunities, obviously, for this character to come about, whether, again, just in the background, not assuming they'll have speaking roles. So yeah, let me see. But then we know their face, and don't get surprised when it comes. Yes, exactly, when they become exactly. Ravenclaws represent, says actually Abby. We should see Terry Boot sorting the Ravenclaw at least quickly going in the first book, says David. Sorting ceremony specifically. So cute, says Major Bond with the Ravenclaw heart. If they're planning the kids in the background, that will come into the story later. I love the level of thought. I totally agree, Major Bond. This is like really a great idea, because again, you're growing up with the cast instead of bringing someone to match the age of the trio later on. You already have somebody cast, ready to go, background characters, eventually get speaking roles throughout the later seasons. I think this is great. This also allows the kids to have work, whether it's background or not. This child actor will be working hopefully for a while. And so great for both sides, from production standpoint and from a personal acting standpoint. So yeah, this is clutch. This is clutch. Jay, what is good, Jay? How goes it? We talking about your house, Ravenclaws, and how you guys have Terry Boot casted for I'm assuming the first season, for the Harry Potter TV series. So Ravenclaws stand up, an eventual member of Dumbledore's army in season 5. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's so interesting, really, to see all the planning now working out for the Harry Potter team. And that's another great point, Phantom, because I've expressed my confidence in the show, and that confidence being strictly rooted in the people behind the scenes, the director, the showrunner, Francesca Gardner, Mark Mylod, all of them, and even the cinematographers and the writers and everything. Like, I have so much confidence in this show strictly because of the people behind the scenes, more so than the people in front of the camera. And with the casting, it's been a representation of that, as well as the decisions they're making when it comes to just overall vibe and, you know, just costume design and everything involved with it, even set design and the building of practical sets and stuff. So like, yeah, kind of seeing this thing we've been talking about, like I think they announced it in 2021, 2022, not that long after the pandemic, and kind of it's just cool seeing piece by piece by piece all of this come together. And just a small casting like this from an obscure character is just, again, great casting and great thought and care when it comes to putting this thing together. We got someone at least. Let's see if they get the rest right. I'm packing for my trip tomorrow. Oh, you're going to Oaxaca. That's right, Jay. Have fun. Have fun. I'll be stalking you on Instagram. At least the kids will be able to get a feel for the roles until they're needed for more scenes. Yeah, and get more experience. We don't know the experience of a lot of these background characters, or at least non-main characters. We don't know a lot of their backgrounds. And so this might be great acting experience for them moving into, as they get older, moving into the roles that they'll probably have some speaking roles, especially once we get to season 5 and he's a part of Dumbledore's army. So yeah, do practical, not so much CGI, please. I love practical effects. Yeah, they're going with that. I'm worried about that also because they did say they want this to feel more realistic, which I'm just like, I don't know if I want that. So anyway, that being said, congrats again to Aaron, and looking forward to trying to find them, at least in the background, or at least hopefully we'll see them in the sorting ceremony. Speaking of sorting ceremony, the new students will be getting their via the Hogwarts Express, and we have our new Hogwarts Express painted. I forgot the name of the actual like train. Obviously they have like a name that goes with a symbol and everything, B something whatever, but when we first found out the type of train they would be using for the Hogwarts Express for the TV series, the pictured or represented train was green. So this one has been painted, has been set, and she's a beaut. But Wizarding World Direct says the 6989, there it is, Whitewick Hall locomotive has been painted in red. So that's the name of the actual locomotive. The Hogwarts Express is now on its way to Warner Bros. Studio for the filming of the Harry Potter TV series. And again, months ago, we were covering the creation and the putting together of the Platform 93 Force. And we saw the platform and everything. So again, it's just seeing the original platform, you're like, ooh, that looks like the platform. Now seeing the locomotive painted and being transported on site for the Harry Potter TV series. And again, practical effects, you know, a live action, like all of this is just, again, another puzzle piece coming together that's going to just create an image of this show that I cannot wait to see. And hopefully we get a trailer for maybe at the end of this month, September 1st, we're back to Hogwarts Day. I don't know. At least some behind the scenes or something. Give us something. But at least we'll get something next year for sure. With the TV series supposedly premiering sometime in 2027. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. And we got our new Hogwarts Express. And again, she's a beaut. That red goes hard. The red goes hard. I'm glad they got it red. Yeah. Train still looks small than the old one, or is it a trick for the eyes because of the trailers it's sit on? That's not a bad perspective, honestly. You also have to realize the way they shot the train, because we did it, I believe we did a comparison in regards to just look and build. This wasn't that much of a smaller or even bigger comparison to the movie version. So it could just be the perspective. Also, you have to remember the way they shot the Hogwarts Express, especially in the first movie. It was a lot of like down up shots, or at least like coming down shots and everything. And so if I remember correctly, like when we saw the characters, you saw them walking and everything, but they're kids. So kids compared to this, especially with the trains behind it, I think size-wise, I don't think it looks too small, but I could be wrong. We'll see. But that's something to definitely be looking out for size-wise. And I mean, when the show comes out, we'll all be looking at the show, then watching the movie again, and then we're watching the show and kind of doing compare and contrast. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of YouTube videos doing compare and contrast as well. And how did this show carry the scene compared to the movies? And so we'll get a ton of that come 2027. But for right now, I don't see the smallness yet, but I could be wrong. It looks about normal size for the sort of train. Yeah, those trains look bigger in person. A lot of it is also filming magic. That's what I'm saying, from down up. Hey. I feel like this is early.
You're early.
What is up? Going over some news. Oh my gosh, you're using the chair. You might feel more comfortable in it.
I might fall asleep.
Let me get Sue emails in the chat.
Hello.
What's good? Did you eat?
I had like 3 pieces of bread.
I made it with the tuna. We still have the chicken and rice and stuff also. Okay.
We just stood in the kitchen and ate some bread, me and the kids.
It was for the tuna.
What tuna?
I made tuna in the refrigerator.
What?
Yes, it's good too.
How was I to know?
Go get some.
No. It's too late.
Oh my gosh.
What are we looking at?
The new Hogwarts Express. I don't know if you remember or if you were here the first time. This was green. It's now painted red.
What?
Yeah. So they have a new.
I don't think I saw it green.
Okay, so they have a new locomotive for the Hogwarts
for
Express,
0
not
bits.
using the original locomotive that we saw in the movies.
Okay.
And the locomotive they displayed again was green, and now it's painted red. I'm sure they're going to add some more stuff, and it's being transported to.
Was there an uproar about it being green?
No,
Okay.
because that was just the original color.
Of when they bought it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's what those cars are. It's like what's the name of the character? Is it James? I think James is green in Thomas the Train Engine. Or Percy.
Percy was
Percy
green.
was green.
Thomas was blue.
Thomas was blue.
Duh. Duh, James. Have you even ever seen Thomas the Train?
That's where I get all my train knowledge from. Thomas the Train Engine. So don't come at me.
Go Steps. I'm glad you also love eating bread. It's when I'm at my happiest.
KP Bird Red with the Sue and House Love.
Oh, Becky had tuna today. Nice.
Oh, nice. Play Read or Not. I've never heard of that. Purple Yellow Fan.
Ready or not?
Ready or Not? Is that what we're talking about? So, anyway, got our new Hogwarts Express. Also, you weren't here. We
I
have
haven't been here in a while.
Terry Boot from the books Ravenclaw, who is part of Dumbledore's army, has been cast. A very obscure character.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, but since they didn't have a description, they kind of went with some diversity with the casting, and so because the character didn't have a description in the books, apparently.
The character wasn't described?
No. So they had some freedom with that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lastly,
I love it.
Lastly, concerning the Harry Potter TV series, they started filming the Privet Drive scenes, I believe Monday. When was this? August 11th. Yeah, so this is Monday. And we do know John Lithgow was on set, I believe, late Friday or this past weekend, and is gearing up. So we knew they were casting 2 babies. I had messed with Sandy. Shout out to Sandy. I was like, you have dark hair babies who are gorgeous. And we just need to get them over there. So, yeah, that needs to happen.
Okay, we've got some Thomas the Train facts.
Oh.
Percy and Henry were green.
Okay.
David also said James is red.
James
and Percy
is red.
green.
Percy is green. Okay.
Majika vaguely remembers Thomas the Train.
Oh, I mean, I'm surprised I still remember it. The kids stopped watching it like 7 or 8 years ago. So.
And Ready or Not is a video game. That's what they mean by that.
Oh,
the video game.
Video game. Ooh, I gotta check it out. Ghost says you have more knowledge of trains than what I know. But yeah, concerning them filming, again, this summer, even back in May, maybe even earlier, we saw the production and the development of Privet Drive. And so, again, just taking that piece, and now they're filming on it, starting this week, and with the casting and knowing they were looking for babies and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get any behind-the-scenes photos or aerial photos of them filming on the set. We know they were bringing in cars from the 90s as well, and you know, just little details like that. It just kind of to make the world appear to be from that era, and I'm excited to see it. I hope that whatever footage we get for Back to Hogwarts Day, maybe we just get this scene, you know, and then or maybe like behind the scenes stuff of it. Like I'd be okay with that. But,
yeah.
The question is, are they also going to film what happened to like Lily and everything?
Before the baby ages out.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, obviously, like, it's not going to age out too much, but I'm saying, like, you have to film both of those scenes together if you're utilizing the same baby.
You sure do. if you're using the same baby. And not one of those scary, realistic dolls.
Like, the way they did Franklin Richards, parts of Franklin Richards in the Fantastic Four as a baby, I was just like, oh my gosh. It felt so uncanny valley.
What did they do?
So like, the baby, I won't spoil anything, but Franklin Richards is a powerful character. One of the most powerful characters in all of the Marvel Universe. So something happens with that character. And they have to do something with their hands and whatever that maybe a baby can't do on command because they're a baby. And so
so they had a baby doing like the
so I believe the scene was no
Gakyu no Jutsu.
There was no hand signals.
Okay.
But
that's what you said.
No, I said something with the hands.
You said hands.
I know. Whether it was it could be reaching for something as well.
You were implying Naruto style hand
Either way, we don't want any uncanny valley stuff. So
no,
I hope they film all of this together. You said the hand signals.
That's what you said.
I said it with the hands.
You said
I didn't say hand
is
signals.
exactly like what Sasuke does.
I did not.
That's what you said.
Also, you went with the fireball.
Of course I did.
Uchiha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What part of that was surprising to you?
I forgot. It wasn't surprising. I forgot.
Okay.
But yeah. It's again, just it feels like it's coming together and it's becoming real. So
cool.
Looking forward to kind of seeing what it is.
Becky said, as long as they're not Renesmee Cullen babies, they're good.
Oh my god.
I actually never watched that movie. I couldn't. I gave up partway through the movies. I read all the books. I gave up partway through the movies.
I read the books to impress this one.
It was not the right path to take.
But it was big during that time, and I know you were reading it, so I was like, let me see if I can.
Yeah, but what you said was you read it and because your sister liked it. And I'm very literal. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I moved on with my life.
Yeah. But it was secretly to impress this one. But it did not work.
It didn't work.
It did not work.
He
at
also
all.
tried Pride and Prejudice. That didn't work either.
No, that didn't work.
Because I was like, yeah, everybody's read it. It's amazing.
No, not everybody.
I didn't.
Apparently, not everybody.
I didn't know it was a sacrifice of love. You didn't
love?
tell me that. Sometimes you just need to spell it out. For me.
Well, you know, like, what does it seem? Something I'm not, so. Speaking of Naruto, I went to a Burger King that was completely decorated with Naruto inside and out.
Ooh.
Where? Go steps.
Why?
What about the zombie version? It says Galactic Dragon. Wait, what?
Zombie version of what?
Of what? Of
Ready or Not?
Twilight?
Twilight.
Oh, Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, Pride and Prejudice
Yes,
and Zombies. I
yes.
have also read that. I don't
Yes.
think you've read that.
No, I have not. I have not read that one.
Puerto Rico is where the Naruto Burger King is. All right.
I'm learning stuff anyway.
I know where I want to go get a burger. They're running a Naruto promo.
What?
Do you think they're doing that here too?
I hope so.
I just don't go
I will.
inside fast food restaurants.
not
I would have
anymore.
no way of knowing.
You go to fast food, get fast food, and sometimes it's faster than drive-thru. Lately it's been slower, but yeah. For real, the face on the train freaked me out. And
talking about
Thomas says really.
Lauren said, I can't stand the CGI deep fake face effects on CGI babies. Too weird and wrong.
Yeah, it just doesn't come off like good at all.
Sometimes I feel like the people who are doing the baby have never met a baby. And so
Whoa.
like they've been one, but they haven't met one, you know?
Dang.
Because it's like the baby's like making sounds that aren't like the sounds that a baby makes at the
Okay.
age that they're that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you vaguely
Yeah.
know kind of what babies do, but not to the level that you probably should.
I
know.
think either way, I hope we don't have to worry about this with this. Because again, they were adamantly like, yo, we need babies.
It seems like they're using a real baby, so we don't
Yeah.
need to worry about any of that.
Yes. We are safe. We are the safe space away from the CGI stuff. Like, good gracious. So I hope that's not the case. And again, we know they're doing the Dumbledore scene, and we're assuming they're gonna film the Lily and Voldemort scene as well. Will we see Voldemort since we still don't know who's cast? I don't know. Will they show that initially? Like, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. Are they just going to start with Hagrid dropping the baby off and, you know, McGonagall and Dumbledore there and everything? Like, it's going to be interesting. I think we've talked about this before, but like, I'm very excited to see how they're going to start. Because it's going to be a lot like riding on that direction. I think how they start is going to dictate how the series is going to go. And I just hope they don't spoil or like introduce a lot of stuff. Because like, you don't need to. Like, you really don't.
I think Ghost Ups was talking about Call of Duty zombie version.
Oh.
Not Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Oh, I got a little excited.
It's a mistake anyone could have made.
I got a little excited. Oh my gosh. Also, Moonlight, you took between the line. Reading right about. I hope not. We only hear Voldy's voice casting a curse and leaving us in suspense until he shows up in the story. Because yeah, like, we really didn't get a good look at Voldemort in the first one. That was like all CGI. I don't even know if Ralph Fiennes was casted by then at that time.
The Call of Duty comment was also about Burger King. I'm just
What?
I give up. I give up.
Real baby, let's hope the baby doesn't pull off Dumbledore's beard. Oh. I think they'll be good. I think they'll be a safe spot.
I am so excited for how they start the show though. I think there's enough squish for them to get kind of creative.
Yeah.
Without doing spoilers for the people who haven't read the books or seen the movies,
Agreed.
like who don't know this. I'm excited because they've got room specifically with how they open up episode 1.
Yep.
To do something really cool, and I know they're gonna get creative. I'm excited to see it.
That's what I'm saying, and like, it's another way to differentiate themselves from the movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That being said, that is all the Harry Potter TV show stuff we will cover. Thanks to Becky and Wizarding World Direct kind of pointing us with all the updates and news. And be sure to join the Discord as we have all of that there in the Harry Potter news and TV chat. So be sure to join down there. It is time. Sue, you don't know. I've been putting together the Merlin cut of the Wizarding World thing.
What?
And we talked about it, you know, that during the 5-year anniversary stream.
Okay.
And during that time, I've just been thinking a lot about the character. And
Of Merlin.
Yeah, of Merlin, correct.
I've been thinking a lot about
I've
him.
been thinking a lot about him. I've been trying.
He's been on your mind.
You
got Merlin on your mind.
He hasn't really been too much because life, you know, football and everything like that.
Of course.
He's just been busy.
Yeah. Not too much.
Not too much, no.
Right.
But
just the right amount.
But lately, I started like looking into it while editing, and I started getting mad. I started getting mad because the story of the Keepers is based off of Arthurian lore, or at least they pull inspiration from Arthurian lore. And I will prove it. And because of that, Hogwarts Legacy had a huge missed opportunity to use the character of Merlin, since they're pulling from Arthurian lore in the first place. So, I'm glad you are here to kind of rein me back a little bit.
I'm not going to. I'm gonna rein you forward.
Oh my gosh. Get your Nifflers hats and conspiracy hats on. We're going down the Niffler hole. I need a drop for Merlin.
Okay, Lee said, wait 1 minute. I want to get a drink. Lauren said, Sue, he fell off the wagon. He was doing so well. Moon Lily said, tinfoil hats on, everyone. Grab your shovels. We're going down the Niffler hole.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
It just irked me. I'm going to try to have some visual representations, but yeah.
Galactic Red Dragon said, James, if you need your Merlin fix, may I suggest watching the Merlin movies and TV show?
I know.
The Merlin TV show.
Sue used to watch it all the time.
I used to watch it all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. All the time.
It is a whole thing.
Okay. Let me get yours in the chat. Let's just go into it. Let's go into it.
Major Bond said, rant freely, you magical wild stallion.
And I'm going to make a case how it could still Merlin can still play a role in future installments. I've done a video about this before and how the Keepers and their story, and it would be cool, like how in the sequels we keep going back further to kind of learn more about ancient magic and stuff like that. Because we really weren't taught how to use ancient magic. We kind of just knew about it and learned the history of the Keepers, but we really didn't go too deep into controlling it, manipulating it in ancient magic's history. And so my pitch was, hey, the Keepers were the first initial way to go backwards. Let's keep the pensive trials thing, because a lot of people enjoyed that. And then each iteration, whether it's 3 games as a trilogy or not, let's say the second game will go back and it's the Founders or Merlin, whatever. And then further back, maybe we'll go back to the original person who maybe had ancient magic and stuff. So,
hi, Jay.
Jay is packing on his way to Oaxaca. So
enjoy. You world traveler, you.
You world traveler, you. So let's just start. Wait, no, I gotta do an ad. Let me do my ad. Let me do my ad.
You're gonna keep them waiting.
Yeah. Let me get my ad. Shout out to Gamesir. We actually got another controller coming our way that we'll be reviewing and stuff. You guys get to hear more Clutch. So let's get Clutches in the chat right quick. I forgot to add it on Twitch. My fault. Well, we'll see you on the other side with my Merlin rap. Let's go. This is the G7 Pro controller from Gamesir, the sponsor of today's video. The G7 Pro controller is Gamesir's flagship controller, the latest in a long line of elite PC, Xbox, and Android controllers that are Xbox licensed, whose color options so far are Shadow Ember and White, with a Black and Dragon's Dogma color coming later. But the G7 Pro controller isn't just a sleek looking cool elite controller. It comes with a myriad of pretty good features, like the trademark Gamesir Mag-Res sticks that feature smooth movement, stability, and even durability. Clutch, the trademark Gamesir Hall Effect analog triggers with micro switch triggers featuring a stop feature. Clutch, even 4 macro buttons on the bottom for enhanced personalized control. Clutch. And the G7 Pro features a 3-part magnetic, swappable, and customizable faceplate with a gyro mapping function that customizes your overall gameplay movement. Clutch. All of this at a great price point for such an amazing Pro controller such as this. A G7 Pro feature I've really enjoyed so far is the tri-mode connectivity, allowing me to not only use the controller on Xbox Series while playing Doom: The Dark Ages, but also wireless on PC while playing Hogwarts Legacy's mods, and even on Android via Bluetooth while trying out Atomfall on Game Pass. This controller is truly an all-encompassing gaming experience, which is again, clutch. So use our affiliate link in the description below to pre-order or buy the G7 Pro controller from Gamesir as a way to support the channel, an elite flagship controller for every gamer. And thanks again to Gamesir for sponsoring today's video. I'm a squirrel. All right, this is not a picture of Merlin, but this would be a representative.
That's the owl.
That's a What was his name? Archimedes?
Archimedes.
Sort of the stuff.
Yeah, the best representation of Merlin I have ever seen.
Ever. Gamesir is clutch. Yeah, but if you guys enjoyed that controller, it is currently sold out. It's sold out on the website. Pre-orders and everything. So I'll be sure to let you guys know when it's available. But I do have an affiliate link to the website, so if you guys click that and find any other controllers you like, you can buy it for full price, but we get a kickback on commission or whatever. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll be sure to post a link in the description below. That being said, so Merlin, we know he's in Hogwarts Legacy. There was the Merlin Trials, which I did not do in solidarity to the character and its treatment in the game. So I beat the game with 25 gear slots. So 20 or 25. 20 or 25.
No, it goes in 4s.
Oh, well,
maybe, I don't know.
Or in the 20s. I beat the game with in the 20s of gear slots, whatever we started with. And because of that, it was pretty tough. But I made do.
How did you do the bigger dungeons?
Bink binks. That's all I can say. Bink binks in the chat. So we also know, outside of the Merlin puzzles, there's reference to Merlin, thanks to Treadwell, I believe, or the character's name, who was a Merlin expert and doing some research on the character. I think another wasted opportunity, because I was like, hey, let's join her. Like, Merlin's posting all these puzzles around magically, leaving his aura in grass that's appearing every time you complete it. Like, he hasn't been around for centuries, and you know, that's pretty cool. How is he doing this? But nope, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna be introduced to a cool character who's researching Merlin, and that's it. So, okay, that's how we're introduced to the puzzles. Okay, cool. We ended up getting the Merlin, robes, I believe. The Merlin robes. And I'm just like, whoa, we got Merlin robes? Bro, they're just like, your boy. They're just like, like to me, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just.
Hey, DeCourcy.
What up, DeCourcy? They're just stabbing your boy, because they know. I love the character so much. So again. I was distraught because I thought the image of Percival Rackham that we got, I believe here, let me see if I can find it, was Merlin himself, and it was freaking Percival, man. Anyway, this image that we found on the Hogwarts Legacy website, this is the same, like, it looks just like Merlin. From the Chocolate Frog card, at least. I know there's other iterations, but from the Chocolate Frog card, looks just like the character. So,
And we never actually see Rackham using a crystal ball, do we?
No. He did all his divination and stuff before he died. So this is how he spent his years before he passed away, became a frame, and kept himself in the chamber and waiting for us to appear. But anyway,
Oh yeah, who put those paintings down there?
they
did.
set it up.
Oh, they set it up
They
beforehand.
set it up. Yeah, because we see them set up the
that's
green
true.
gods
Yeah.
thing. So they
They
set
just
all
put
this
those
up.
big blank canvases down there.
Yeah,
They're like,
'cause they
"All
knew-
right,
they knew.
That's my spot.
They knew.
I call the third from the left.
And they knew Susanna's character was coming. They knew Becky, Stargaze's character was coming.
Right.
So obviously playing the game, this character is not Merlin, it was Percival Rackham. But there's three things I want you guys to focus on as I continue to talk about this. The Keepers. The name The Keepers. Percival. The name Percival. And also Ancient Magic. Those three things I think are keys that point to not only the narrative story of Hogwarts Legacy, but the narrative story of Merlin himself in Arthurian lore. Granted, there are different iterations and interpretations of the character throughout the years, dating way back, but specifically with Ancient Magic could be perceived as the Holy Grail. And
What?
just listen. And the reason I say that is because if you look at Merlin, for example, Merlin has, according to this, Merlin has a significant Grail connection, obviously being tied to Arthur, whose Knights of the Round Table went to look for the Holy Grail. So that's just in general. Now, I have a list of why there's a connection between Arthurian lore and the Keepers, and specifically the story for Hogwarts Legacy. The Keepers, they were also called, the Knights of the Round Table were also called Keepers in Arthurian lore. Three of the Keepers were cats who actually kept the secret of what happened with the Holy Grail, the cup or whatever. And so they were, again, the Knights of the Round Table were also referred to as Keepers. The Guardians, the pensive Guardians that you see in the Merlin trials, in the Keepers trials, they are knights. They are pensive Guardians based off of, again, Arthurian lore. Percival, if you guys didn't know, the name Percival was one of the knights, actually, from the Round Table. So Percival, the story of the Grail, French Percival, unfinished Arthurian verse romance written by back in the day. But Percival was tied to the Holy Grail. They changed it later on with the narrative and stuff like that, but it's funny that Percival in the game was the only one out of the four who could actually use Ancient Magic and perceive it, or at least started as a fifth year like Isadora and like ourselves. So there's a lot of stuff they're pulling from when it comes to the Keeper story and Arthurian lore. On top of Isadora being the main villain for the Keepers as Isadora Morganach. If you guys don't know, Morgana, the last name Morganach means of Morgana, which Morgana Le Fay was the sister of Arthur and the exact opposite of Merlin in Arthurian lore, but also was a character in Harry Potter as well, Morgan Le Fay. So there's a lot of connections here when it comes to Arthurian lore
MPS Phantom played Harry Potter for
the story
0
of
bits.
Hogwarts Legacy. And my question is, if you're going to steal, not steal from it, if you're going to draw inspiration from it, why aren't you using the main character who's a part of Arthurian lore?
Arthur?
Merlin! Merlin! No,
I had to jump in.
No.
It had been minutes since I said anything. I had to say something.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Again, we have right here, the Holy Grail and the Keepers are related concepts often found in Arthurian legends, fictional works. The Holy Grail is a legendary artifact. We know what they were. But the Keepers can refer to those who guard or protect the Grail.
Majiga asked a good question.
Uh-huh.
Is it just me who goes to Monty Python when first thinking of the Holy Grail?
Bro, when I looked it up, that was the first thing that came up, and I was so upset. I was like, no.
I don't go Monty Python. I go Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think about.
Yeah. I think about The Last Crusade, yeah.
Yeah, I struggle to remember the Monty Python stuff about the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, specific to the Grail.
Yeah.
I remember, the whole movies.
Yeah.
Awesome. But, when I think specifically about the Grail part, Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
That's what comes to my head. So maybe we need a poll.
We need a poll. When it comes to mind, you think of Holy Grail.
Indiana Jones versus Monty Python.
Yeah. I'll put it up a little bit. So you kind of looked at me funny when I said ancient magic being in comparison to the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And right here, the Keepers can refer to those who guard or protect the Grail. Those who keep the secret of ancient magic, because in the game, you have a choice whether to reveal the ancient magic exists or keep it hidden, which they were the Keepers. And we essentially take over the Keeper role, or also a part of the Keepers. I don't know how they want to do it. But anyway, we fall into that because we decide to whether keep it hidden or reveal it. Also, I'd like to know, you guys, did you reveal it or keep it secret at the end of the game when you first played it? When you first played it, what was your initial decision? What did you do?
To reveal what?
Ancient magic or keep it secret. The question that was at the end of the game when you went down into the chambers and what's his name? Professor Fig is talking to you. He's like, all right, so what are you gonna do? We found a repository. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep it secret or are you gonna reveal it? And there was two choices.
I think I said keep it secret.
You kept it secret?
I think so.
I think I kept mine secret too.
Does it have any impact on the ending?
No, it's still the ending. I think what happens to Fig, I think, changes, but I don't know. I can't remember.
Actually, Abby said keep it secret. We have a lot of keep it secret, keep it safes. And actually, Abby also is has an English degree, so is all about the original actual lore.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
With respect.
I love it.
I can
Please,
respect it.
Please correct me if I'm wrong on any of my theories.
Chris said, I revealed it as a Slytherin would do. In character. That's good. Amazing Vivariums kept it secret.
Need to quote the Night on the Bridge.
We're talking about the Da Vinci Code movie. That's what Jordan thinks of.
Okay, I'm going to get to
that.
Oh my
goodness.
I'm going to get to that
Gene,
too.
Can we work in National Treasure at all?
Stop, no.
What?
It's not even the same. Don't even joke.
Does
it's not even the same.
Declaration of Independence have anything to do with it? That's a fair question.
No, it is not.
It's a fair question.
It's not. No,
okay.
it is not.
Fine.
The United States was just founded, I want to say, 100 years before the events that happened in the game, 1776. This is the date, and events that happened in the game is 1890s. So no, there's no connection to.
I feel like you haven't really thought it through, but that's fine.
Whatever.
We can just keep doing it.
Whatever. You try to get in the way of my rant.
A lot of people have kept it secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I am really curious about the Da Vinci Code tie-in, though.
Well, okay, so I have the Da Vinci Code tie-in in regards to our background.
No.
Okay. We're here. No. We're here.
Whose kid are we?
No, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. But if we're going off of just this AI overview of Holy Grail and the Keepers are the ones who guarded the Grail. The Grail in Hogwarts Legacy is ancient magic. Ancient magic are in those who can perceive it are a rare breed. Percival, Isadora, and us. So
And Merlin.
Yeah, and Merlin. And so there could be a bloodline because in the Da Vinci Code, the Grail was also referred to as the Cup of Christ. The cup being capturing the blood of Christ, referencing the bloodline of Christ, referencing Christ having a lineage after his death, according to the Da Vinci Code. And so, if there's a bloodline, if we're basing it off of the Da Vinci Code, and we have a secret backstory that we don't know where we come from, don't know who our parents are, but yet we're able to do ancient magic, which is, I think, associated with the Holy Grail, there could be a bloodline.
So is Hogwarts Legacy 2 going to be Quest of the Holy Grail?
I haven't thought that far. All I'm saying is it had crossed my mind. That's all I'm saying. Because there's a connect. All of it connects. Keepers, Holy Grail, Arthurian lore, Merlin, Hogwarts Legacy, Keepers, ancient magic, considered Holy Grail. Also, the Holy Grail, people were scared that it would fall into the wrong hands. Just like ancient magic, people were scared it would fall into the wrong hands. That's why we fight against Ranrock. There's too many similarities that they took from just this normal piece of lore that we already have throughout history, or at least written history, and they don't use one of the people who's already in it that you have access to, which is Merlin, who sets all of this going in certain iterations of Arthurian lore. They say in certain iterations, he foresees Arthur doing this and leads him down the path that leads to him finding, well, not him specifically, but him and the Knights of the Round Table and those crew, Percival being one of them, who's also the name of the elite top keeper in Hogwarts Legacy, finding the Holy Grail. So all I'm saying is, you stole or used or just reimagined this popular story and you don't use the main character. Like, I don't understand why you don't use Merlin. He's right there. But you use somebody who looks like Merlin, who has the same name of a character who's from Merlin lore, Percival, but don't make a Merlin. You make a Percival. And I'm like, he's right there. He's right there, man. Like, everything.
I see him too.
Whatever. I see dead people. I see Merlin. That's what I see. I see Merlin. But anyway, just a random thought. What if we're related to Isadora? Because he said Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of that. Again, I haven't gotten to that far, but like, kind of just looking through like Google prompts, and I'm seeing keepers being related and all these things, and then the Holy Grail. And like, what pisses me off even more,
James, language.
I'm sorry. What makes me very upset. What makes me very upset even more is...
What really grinds my
gears we have this in the game. Like, we have this. There's the Grail right here. There's the Grail right here, bro. This is a page in the book that the keepers were collecting. This is a page from the book. We had this translated 2 years ago. And it says, I am king right here. King, what? Arthur? Yeah. But no, we're not going to use Merlin. We're going to use Morgana, though. But we're not going to use Merlin. Even though we have the Grail right here. I am king right here. This is from the game. This is not from anything else. This is from the game. And they don't use my boy. They don't use my boy. Like, and we knew they wanted to go with a Dark Witch because it was called Dark Legacy. If you guys didn't know, like, the original prompt. And I had showed you guys, like, a year ago, the original artwork from ArtStation, which featured a Dark Witch who was riding a Thestral and using magic and, like, all of these things. We eventually find out the Dark Witch becomes Isadora Morganash, but the game was going to be a lot darker. And so, like, it's right here.
Lauren thinks it's a pensive.
So, I thought about that too, which the Grail is also considered a dish in some iterations, which we know a dish is also a pensive in, like, there's so many connections. All of you guys are throwing out these things, and I've thought about it.
But only a little bit in your spare time. Not like too much.
Not too much.
As a reminder.
Not lately.
A normal amount he's thought about this.
I'm pulling from memory with most of this. I'm pulling from memory. Because this was all I thought about for a year and a half before the game came out. And I'm just like, yeah, like, okay, it's a dish because you have the same teardrop from the pensive from the statues.
And this, like, stylistically is the same as, like, the
design of the chambers. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, it's dropping there. So, like, is the Holy Grail a memory of information that could be tied to my boy Merlin? Like, I don't understand, how do you not use him? And the more and more I think about the connections and what they got their inspiration from, again, the Pensive Guardians, the Knights, the Keepers, all of that is from Arthurian lore. And they don't use it.
Okay, I have a thought.
Okay.
They're making this game. It's a Harry Potter game, but already Harry Potter's not in it.
Right.
So they're making this Harry Potter game, and they want gamers to play it, people who loosely know about Harry Potter, and people who love Harry Potter. All are wanted in this category of players of this game.
Right.
If they make a Harry Potter game that not only doesn't have Harry Potter in it, but also does have Merlin in it, would that be kind of like just confusing enough to be a big turnoff to people because they're like, I am here for the wizarding world,
right,
not King Arthur lore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
right.
keepers are vaguely similar enough to the founders.
Right.
They feel
for sure.
They feel Hogwartsy.
For sure.
Merlin doesn't feel Hogwartsy or Harry Pottery to someone who is not really a big, huge Harry Potter fan.
Right.
So would having Merlin be a major story thing have been alienating to the gamers who are casual Harry Potter fans and are trying this out to see what they're talking about?
That's a great perspective and question.
And you've already thought about it.
No, I've thought about this because a lot of people will agree, strong fans of the lore or the Wizarding World and casual fans, the story was the weak part.
Yeah.
The story was the weakest part, I think, well, one of the weaker parts of the game. Which is why a lot of people attached to Sebastian's story. There were consequences, there was a pull. It was great writing overall with the character and his evolution throughout the story. So I think, especially with Merlin's beard being thrown out a lot in the movies, I don't think it would have taken away from it, because not a lot of people are connecting Isadora to Morgana, even though she has the same similar last name that represents that, you know? So there's not a lot of people doing this, what I'm doing. There's not a lot of people connecting these dots when they're playing the game. They're just like, I get to be a student, I get to see myself in the game, I get to explore Hogwarts.
But Merlin has immediate name recognition, and they didn't call her Morgana. They called her Isadora Morganach.
Yeah.
So they didn't use Morgana, because Morgana is also a pretty recognizable name with a lot of weight to it.
Yeah.
I think it would have been hard for them to, like, that's like a heavy thing to pull into your game. This character that already has so much like rich lore and conflicting lore and like just different versions, or like people already have a favorite version of Merlin. But you know what I mean?
But a lot of, for example, comic book movies, they have to deal with that as well. They can't, because they have to worry about going too heavy or they alienate those casual people and just worry about one half. I think they did a great job using these references while also telling their own story. Mm-hmm. So you're worried about name recognition. My thing is, narratively, if he's kind of the driving force, at least in a way where we're learning about ancient magic, then he's more passive than a primary character. The Keepers were pretty involved, but they were still pretty passive. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you still were like worried more about Sebastian or who this Ranrock was. I keep running into these goblins, like, who are these guys? You were still worried about that. It all came ahead at the end and at the beginning, but in the middle of the game, which is the meat of it, you really didn't run into those characters that much. And I think narratively, you can do the same with Merlin while having him being a prominent character, and maybe even tying into why everybody in Harry Potter movies and books say Merlin's beard and everything like that, because hey, I was a popular character, I did this with the Wizarding World, you might know me from my Arthurian Legends, but bing bang boom, whatever, you know? So I think they could do it in a passive way, but that is possibly something they thought about as well. I think they didn't have the keys to the kingdom. I think they couldn't use all the characters when it came to Wizarding World lore, which is why they had to create a character who looks like Merlin, but create somebody brand new. You know,
I think that's a lot to do with it, but I don't know. I just think it could have been kind of like a weird, like, or they could have made it really cool and made the Wizarding World history feel a lot richer, because it now has this kind of organic connection to lore that we're already familiar with. Lee said when making the game, they would have taken some inspiration from UK folklore and tie some of their names to things like that. He also said, look up Arthur Rackham, and then that name makes sense for Percival. Yeah,
I saw that one too. I forgot to write that down. I saw that one too. Like, I'm going to make a video after doing all this research, and it's funny. All of this came about trying to put together this supercut of me talking about Merlin throughout the years for Patronus Squad. But anyway, because even on the thumbnail, I have, I think I put like, this is Merlin or whatever, or it was Merlin, and I have an arrow pointing to Percival's statue on my thumbnail. And that was purposeful, because I think that character
was supposed to be
Merlin.
So was Isadora's little brother not supposed to die?
That's the thing. Like, we talked to Percival as a statue, as a painting, and I'm like, if they're guarding this huge secret, maybe you can still use the Keepers as the ones who deal with Morganach, and maybe this ongoing story of Merlin and Morgana. the Keepers and Morganach. And now we're kind of cleaning up all that mess and maybe going into our own story.
Hi, Becky.
See you, Becky. Appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of your night. So, like, I think, again, just going off of the memory I have and just, like, seeing all of these things connect, I don't know how narratively they could replace the Keepers with Merlin and replace Isadora in the way they did it. I think you can if you have enough time. They did. They started production, I believe, 2017 or something like that, maybe before. But everything just ties back to Arthurian lore, and you have a character who is well known and who is established in both realms, real world fiction and Wizarding World canon. And I'm just like, why wouldn't you use this character? Because he has such mystery behind it as well. They talked about them being attracted to ancient magic because there's not a lot of descriptions about it, and so they felt like they could flesh it out in their own style, in their own way. And I'm like, why not do that with this character? We only have information based off of, at least Merlin, based off of the Pottermore quizzes. We know he has a book in the we know he has a book in the headmaster's office, and that same book, which has this page, is the one we get teleported in for Neem's, which I put up a video for Neem's trial quest. Neve's trial quest. So, like, we know he has a book there. We know he has a crystal ball, which is why when I pointed to that mural, he's looking at a crystal ball. We see a book, and we knew he was pretty good at divination, at least, like, being a prophet and foretelling stuff, which is what divination was. And I'm just like, that's Merlin, and they turned it into Percival. And it's just, for whatever reason, which I think might be more along the lines of they couldn't use the character, but I would love to talk to the narrative teams, Moira Squire and everybody involved. Like, why didn't you just pull the trigger and use, like, Merlin? Like, you have a nod to him, you have a nod to Morgana. Like, why couldn't you just use the character? Because it's everything. If I'm looking at the story and the overall characters and the references and the Easter eggs, everything points back to Arthurian lore and points back to Merlin and Arthur, and how they were always tied at the hip, and the Keepers and the Grail and ancient magic being so similar. I'm just like, why couldn't you use this rich character who we know nothing about, who you can now flesh out like you've done with ancient magic and everything? And I'm just like, it's just a missed opportunity, which is why I put the title Hogwarts Legacy's Missed Opportunity, because I think you did a great job fleshing out ancient magic. I think you did a great job while also leaving some mystery behind it as well, because now you can explore maybe the origin and, like, why did people forget about it, you know? Like, why was it so powerful that people forgot and only a select few can use it? Like, why is that the case? So now you have a lot of questions going into the sequel that you kind of touched on, but it raised even more. So you can do that with this character, Merlin, now, who, yeah, we know is a popular character in both fiction and Harry Potter canon, but why? Like, why was he so powerful? You can connect ancient magic to that, and heck, a freaking bloodline to that if you wanted to. If you wanted to use the Da Vinci Code as an example with the Holy Grail and the bloodlines, and there are only being specific people who start as a fifth year being able to do that. So,
do you think they wanted a clean slate, live the unwritten?
Yeah.
But they knew that touching on names like Morgana and Merlin would give us a sense of place.
I'm definitely.
It really helps you feel your setting, I think.
I'm definitely open to that possibility of being a reason, for sure. Like, I'm not going to rule that out at all. But this is just, we're guessing. And I'm just like, it's there, so why? Why not? So why not?
Arguably, it's too unwritten.
I mean, because we still don't know our backstory.
Yeah.
We still don't know why we started the 5th year.
They meant that very literally.
Like, we still don't know why we started the 5th year. Like, there's just so many things, and I'm just like, bro, like...
Yeah.
It's, yeah. There's my rant. Is it they couldn't use Merlin due to copyrights?
I don't think anyone has a copyright on.
Yeah, I thought Merlin was like an open thing.
Yeah, I think that's like
Peter,
everyone owns that.
I wouldn't say like Peter Pan, but like, you know, I think there's been so many references with Merlin. I don't know if copyrights is a thing. I agree, James. There must be a reason why we can't see ancient magic. Everything has a reason. Yeah! I just don't see why you can't use the power of love to combat the power of pain. Why can't love heal pain? So, I was thinking about this. Again, check out my video on the channel. I posted Monday. I did the Neve's trial, for example. And Neve's memory is her talking to Isadora. And Isadora is like, yo, you guys are scared of this power. And she's like, I've gotten stronger, kind of pulling people's emotions. Negative emotions specifically, which is why the magic, the white wisp we normally see with our ancient magic turned darker when she would use it because she was pulling from negative. Anyway, that is canon because obviously Dumbledore talks about love being one of the more, if not the most powerful magic in all of the wizarding world. So the opposite of love, you know, hate, negativity, whatever you have, that would make sense if Isadora is pulling those things out of people and kind of sniffing it and absorbing it. Yeah, she would be powerful as well. That's what I would think, because she's using those negative emotions as a conduit to increase her power and stuff like that. So, like, I think they explored it. I just think they explored the negative pain and suffering. And that's why Neve's thing is like, you can't have the light without the darkness. You can't have light without shadow. Both coexist. It's what you do with it, whether you lean more on one side or the other. You need a balance, you know, to live this life. And I just think they did cover it, in my opinion, to answer your question. Whereas in Harry Potter, it covered more of the love being the more powerful thing. And what gets Harry through a lot of the situations. Love and friendship and that connection. Which is why he casts such a powerful Patronus in the third one. And, you know, again, why he survives, you know, because of Lily's love. And continuing on even throughout the story, which is what Voldemort was missing. Fast forward, yeah, we didn't have, I think the power and that connection we had to Fig at the end, and that his belief in us, was how we were able to seal up the ancient magic at the end of the game, spoiler alert, and maintain it in the repository. Because there was a lot of negative emotions seeping through that Isadora had stored using goblin metal or silver, whatever she called it. So I think they touched on it. It just wasn't as brought to the forefront when it comes to the positivity, more so on the negative side. So I think they did a good job with that duality. And like, again, just replaying Neve's trial, it made it very clear. Because like then I had questions like, what happened to her? Because throughout the trial, you're running away from death, then you're fighting death, and then at the end you're accepting death. And so like those three things with the three Deathly Hallows, again, those are lessons we're learning as a character that Isadora didn't learn, but the last one we see is everybody mourning Neve's death. And so I'm like, what happened to Neve that everybody's just like couldn't move past it, couldn't get through it? Like everybody's just like frozen and just sobbing and talking. Like if you listen to the captions and the talking in the background from the characters, you're just like, what kind of role did she have that it impacted so many people like this? And then we get to her body, and iteration of her at least, and she's like, hey, like, you can't have one without the other. So it just, again, they did a great job drawing more questions, but I think they touched on it in a way that I would like to see further explored moving forward in the game. But I just should have used my boy. They should have used my boy, man. They just should have used my boy. And I hope we find out the reasons why eventually. Maybe I get an interview with somebody, and once the trilogy is done and they're able to talk to the public, we might get some answers. I don't know, but like, it's right there. It's just, all of it is right there.
I'm nervous for the storyline for the second one.
So am I. I think it's a layup when it comes to like bringing in the Ministry of Magic.
I have to.
And this is our decision.
How could you not?
Yeah. I think it's a layup. It's just how they're going to use the next big bad. I hope it's not Sebastian.
Sebastian's not ready to be the big bad.
No, I don't think so either.
He needs like 15
'Cause
years.
He even felt bad at the end. So I don't think he's ready to go full like evil Sebastian. So I think it needs to be an adult, and I think it needs to be somebody powerful that we don't know about, who also can use ancient magic, and possibly who's been looking for it. So somebody older. I'm glad they didn't. Then he wouldn't have these fun details.
Yeah, if they would have used Merlin, we wouldn't be talking about it right now.
Oh my gosh. I would, yeah. You wouldn't see me sulking. You'd see me bragging like the entire time after the game came out if they used Merlin. I'd just be like, I was right. I knew it.
Well, I did always make fun of you with your Toby theory in Naruto.
So yeah. That turned out to be right.
You were correct.
Yeah. And like, I mean, yeah, I was wrong about like Merlin's involvement, but
but you shouldn't have been.
I shouldn't have been, because good Lord, I was looking in the right direction. It just, they had to create a new character for whatever reason. So I'm treating it as a dub, even though like it's not Merlin. But everything ties back to my boy. Everything ties back. And when I make this video, I will make it perfectly clear. They were using his story.
Are you going to come up with an alternate storyline, or would the storyline have been identical?
No, it would be alternate. It would be a completely different storyline.
Are you going to...
Are
you going to summarize it in your video?
Yeah. I would keep... you can still keep the goblins. You can still keep the goblins.
They would have to keep the goblins.
Yeah.
The time period.
Bro, you can have Excalibur be tied to the goblins. You can have Excalibur be tied to the goblins, man. Like, I'm not a good writer, but I'm just saying. I got some good ideas, bro. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about how the goblins giving Gryffindor Godric his sword way back when, and how this rare sword that Merlin found, or that Merlin knew about, that he knew was going to be used, that he wanted to use for Arthur as a test of his morality and the goodness that he had, which is why he was able to pull it out of the stone.
How would it get in the lake, though? How would the lady have gotten it?
I mean, that's going to be the question. I mean, you could throw in mermaids or whatever, but like that would be the question. Because like, I thought Percival's spot looked cool and was like, is that Avalon? Like, I thought that isolated location where Percival's spot was, I was like, is that Avalon?
Why would that be Avalon?
I don't know.
You're not making any sense.
I don't know. But
you lost me. You lost me on that one.
I'll pull up my receipts that I have from old videos. I'll pull up my receipts.
Okay.
Because we talked about this.
Okay, you probably lost me there in the old videos too.
I probably did. I
probably made the exact same face. Like, no.
The exact same what?
No, not that.
Merlin has no copyright, says Phantom. The character itself is free to use for everyone. So there you go.
There's no way anyone could copyright that. It's like an ancient...
Yes!
It's an ancient folktale.
Yes.
Like, that is...
With 1,000 iterations.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
You had the Merlin who was born from a devil and a person, and then became a Christian and everything. Like, you have so many iterations. You have so many iterations of the character. Even, like, the dragon aspect of Merlin. Like, they need to answer unless it's just for show. With the reveal trailer, they showed the dragon, the Hebridean Black Dragon, that was only a side quest for Poppy, by the way. They showed that dragon 3 or 4 times within that 1 minute, almost 2 minute trailer. And ending the trailer with that same Hebridean Black Dragon, which we know is native to the Scottish Highlands, and yet has nothing to do with the story at all. Nothing. Even the dude who was walking with the mask and stuff, nothing to do with the story. He was just a poacher.
They just needed stuff that looked cool.
Yeah, I mean, I get it now. But usually when
Fire,
you show stuff...
creatures,
usually when
bad guys.
Usually when you show trailers, though, they're tied to something concerning the overall narrative of the game.
Well,
not necessarily saying it's a story trailer, but a reveal trailer.
The poaching thing is a pretty big thing in the...
Yeah.
It's not main storyline.
Yeah.
It did look like the dragon was supposed to mean something.
Yeah! Like,
it did. It
like,
did.
He's flying around Hogwarts.
There was like
and we're looking at
extended
this
eye
castle.
contact with the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there's a long scene with him. And he's flying around Hogwarts. And we're like looking at the dragon while looking at Hogwarts Legacy, with the 3 things being our character, Hogwarts itself, and the dragon in the title, Hogwarts Legacy. I was like, how are we not supposed to draw a connection there? And I did. Know your boy. I did. Because the legacy being tied to a dragon, Merlin's bloodline, or at least teaching us a legacy. Let the freaking word legacy. I didn't even get into that. Legacy can be tied to bloodline. Legacy can be tied to something that's passed down. Not necessarily our troubles, and we want you to solve it because we're the keepers. No, not that. A birthright. Something given to us that is passed down. What we got passed down was the unresolved issues that the keepers didn't settle, or at least tried to keep secret, that Mrs. Isadora still figured out.
We inherited somebody else's generational trauma.
I'm just like, thanks. That's the legacy of Hogwarts.
Okay, here's something interesting. Abby said historians have uncovered yet another version of the Merlin story recently.
Yes, I saw that. The BBC.
That's cool.
I saw that. I saw it when I was looking it up. The BBC had posted about it. It was like hidden underneath the cover or something. It's like from the 1300s. It was crazy. I was like,
that their version of hiding like a comic book inside your textbook?
Yeah, but it was like untouched and everything since then. Like, it's crazy. It was crazy. I'll post the link or whatever.
Is the Hebridean Black Dragon in that story?
I don't know.
Maybe that's where they got it from.
I don't know. But Percival was a romance one, so like, who knows what type of story it was. So there's reasons I've made 2 videos for Hogwarts Legacy 2 about the title being a misdirect. Because there's nothing in the game that points to a legacy about Hogwarts. Outside of the repository, Hogwarts hiding ancient magic. And it was like, wait, that's a legacy we want to claim? Like, the decisions we're making is a legacy passed down only from the keepers. That's it. It started with the keepers, unless we find out there's more to it, which I hope we do. But it's only from the keepers. There's nothing deeper to the lore how Hogwarts was freaking founded, bro. Like, came to a dream to Rowena Ravenclaw, which is why she came to that spot where they built it. Why not build upon that? Let that be the legacy. Ancient magic pointing Rowena Ravenclaw to that location to build the castle that is ever so present and changing all the time. And now has a tie-in not only to Merlin, but to the Keepers, because ancient magic is a hotspot. You can do the ley lines of magic that is also in lore. Like, you can do so many things, and yet they want to go with trauma. They want to go with trauma as the legacy. And I'm sorry, like, I love the game. I love the characters. I enjoyed playing through it. I got emotional going through it. But the more and more I think about it, I'm just like, bro, it could have went a million other directions that would have been more interesting. And again, a lot of people say, casuals and hardcore fans, one of the weaker points was the story. It was. And it would have been so much cooler if there was a deeper meaning to the legacy that tied not only to the school, but to us and where we came from.
And again, we're talking one of the weaker points in a game that people gave 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
That was the highest selling game of 2023.
So this is like...
This is nitpicking.
Yeah.
This is nitpicking.
And Ghost Step said it was their first time. They did their best.
I'm not saying they didn't do good. I'm saying narratively. I'm just sticking on the narrative part. I'm just sticking to the narrative part. Oh my gosh. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Pinto,
it is
I'm
also
sorry.
6:25.
Yeah, there's a lot, y'all.
Denebula mentioned it's just plot armor. Gabe said he's getting deep into it. Danelle said, Sue, your face right now is priceless. Moonlily said, quite honestly, I expected to be turned to ash by that dragon.
Again, I think it's a missed opportunity. Not necessarily a needed opportunity, but a missed one. That's all. And I have so many reasons as to why. And the big one is Merlin and the titles specifically, which is why I made 2 videos refuting the game's title should be either different or change how the Keepers are represented, or at least the Keepers being the gateway to a deeper meaning regarding not only just ancient magic but Hogwarts as a whole, because they chose Hogwarts to hide the repository there, even though Isadora went there, even though all of them have a connection to Hogwarts, but they chose Hogwarts, not Gringotts, not any other place. They chose Hogwarts to be a place where their secret chamber is at and where the repository is at. And so, yeah, we know Hogwarts is a stronghold of ancient magic, and that's where Maura Squire, narrative director, got that idea, I believe, from Half-Blood Prince when Harry's talking to Dumbledore. They pulled that line and literally made the story for Hogwarts Legacy. I get that, but at the same time, you can go deeper now. Why is Hogwarts a stronghold of ancient magic? Not just a place where the Keepers kept the thing. Why did Isadora store her stuff there with goblin metal? What did she know? What was calling to her to do all of those things? Explore that! Explore that in the sequel. Now we can get into the founders. Well, when we built it, we saw this. Maybe the Keepers had some aspects of ancient magic, which is why Merlin was able to do it, because Merlin was taught by Salazar Slytherin, and you can explore that. So then in the third one, you can go all the way back to just that land. Just that land. Hogwarts was built in the late 900s, let's say year 1000, right? Let's go all the way back to just that spot. Why was ancient magic calling Rowena Ravenclaw to go to that location? Why was she drawn there? We know ancient magic moves and whispers and talks. So why is that? Why is it that location? Why is it the building? Because you just built the building on the spot. So is it the building or the location? That's something you can expound upon. Maybe there's an original tribe of people, just like in Egypt, who had powerful magic. And now just in that location, there's something tied to it. We know the pensive Holy Grail was found there underneath Hogwarts. We know it was found on the grounds where they built Hogwarts. An ancient pensive with runes and everything. Explore that. Have that tied to ancient magic. You did it with the keepers and their memories. You did it with them. Why don't you do it with the pensive that is in Hogwarts headmaster's office, by the way? Explore that. Explore where the rest of it go. Where's their statue? Where's their wand? Because usually when a powerful wizard is buried, their wand and their pensive is buried with it, with their memories. Explore that. Like, bro, like, it's there. And it's all from Pottermore. It's all from Pottermore. I'm not making this up. I didn't do research. I just did the Pottermore quiz. It's all there. Anyway.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Hey, Ezio.
Hey, what's up?
You just missed nothing. Same old.
You might want to go back an hour and just... I feel bad because I wasn't talking to chat that much, but like I had a lot to get off my chest. And like, again, I'm trying to put together this supercut of me talking about Merlin. I might have to add this now of past Wizarding Wednesdays for you guys because you guys enjoyed my supercut of past Wizarding Wednesdays. So I was like, I'll do a Merlin version of it. And I just started thinking about the character and looking at old videos, and I'm like, man, I'm making a lot of sense. Like, I'm thinking to myself,
I love that you were researching by watching your own old videos.
But I went from that to started Googling, perfect. And then I'm like,
hey, this guy's making a lot of sense.
I'm like, I know I'm wrong. But like, the more and more I started listening to myself, I'm like, bro, I'm right there. If they just change Percival to Merlin, it makes more sense. Like, it's right there. So, yeah. Yeah, James is smart. Yeah, I knew I was going to get like this. And, like, there's like two other things that I'm just like, I'm not even going to touch on. But, I feel good. I feel like this was a therapy session.
I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful.
You look good. You play good. You perform good. You have a good stream. Like that's usually how that happens, right? That's usually how that happens. I was so caught up. I forgot to buy chocolate frogs. So we owe you chocolate frogs for next week. My gosh, bro. Yeah.
And DeCourcy said, you're keeping him pumped during his workout. That's what we're here for, DeCourcy.
That's what we're here. Get that pump.
You should just save a bunch of our live streams as a workout mix.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Just do that.
Call it Get Hype.
Get Hype. Oh my gosh. Pin. Yeah, that's how we're doing, Critter. Pin. Devs reach out to James for Hogwarts Legacy 2 storyline universe. Hear me out. I mean, I'm not a writer. I cannot formulate a story. I know Sue, between the both of us is better. I might be more of a macro thing or whatever. Like, I can tie stuff
it's
to
the
anything.
Details that get you.
Yeah. I can tie things to anything.
And the characters just do stuff.
It's all about getting the characters to carry the overall plot. Because you can say, hey, I know it's going to start and where it should end, but like getting to there in a good pace in a way that makes sense, that's always the hard part. So shout out to the writers at Avalanche Software. I know they just hired one for the sequel, according to the jobs over on Avalanche Software's website and their job listing. So I know they hired a writer. I'll coincide with the ones that are already there with Moira Squire. I'm assuming who's coming back and everybody involved. But I just hope, because I know they watch. I know people watch. My hope is they would get maybe some inspiration, maybe some thoughts that they might not have gone. Maybe they covered all of that and like, nope, we can't go that direction. I don't know. I'm not there. But what I have learned over the years covering Wizards Unite to now Hogwarts Legacy and whatever else, these companies, these publishers, these developers, they watch the content. They pay attention. They read blogs on Reddit. And if they happen to come across our channel, our video, this video specifically, I hope I was able to be a part of it in a passing way. Like, it would be cool if that was the case. And if you need a reference, I can create a playlist because I have tons of videos. I looked up Merlin and Hogwarts Legacy, and the video section of Google had like a couple of my videos and a couple of old school cats and stuff. So yeah. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We owe you guys chocolate frogs next week and pirouettes next week and stuff. I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to run out of time because I was just talking. Also, I knew covering the Harry Potter stuff would take up like 15-20 minutes, which I could use towards talking more. But I think easing you guys into it, not coming in hot, was a good idea. So yeah, it works. It works. So remind me, hey James, chocolate frogs. I still need to add clutch as an emote on Twitch. And we owe you guys some pirouettes and stuff. So, thanks for joining my TED Talk. If you guys
more
like
of a TED shout.
if you guys like more of this, be sure to subscribe over on YouTube or follow over on Twitch. And consider joining Patrona Squad. It's a great way to support the channel and get exclusive content. Whether that be emojis during streams in the chat or videos, which we have a playlist for you guys. You can check out a tour of the office and some videos we just haven't posted on the channel that you now have access to. So it's a great way to support the channel, and we thank those who've been there 3 years. Logan Baker, for example. We love you guys. Some of you guys have been here since Wizarding Wednesday's initial debut with Wizards Unite, and we're just grateful. And I know Sue is thankful that you guys allowed me to do this here, because if I did it at home, she would just be reading and listening at the same time. So I'm able to get all of this out so I don't have to carry it over into the house and stuff. So I know she was appreciative of that.
Oh my gosh.
The stream was clutch, says David. Be sure to like the video, and again, be sure to follow us over on Twitch. More content coming. We got another playthrough. Be sure to check out our video of me playing the Neve trial, the Deathly Hallows one, in first person. That was chaotic. That, when you're fighting death and everything, that was crazy. I had to like roll without any indicator. So check it out. It's fun, and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Peace.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
Ryan Little.
Japan.